Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hi.
Wine Women and Words. I am Michelle, and I have a junior co-host with me who isn't
That
feeling
was me.
very well. And of course, the big co-host.
The big girl co-host. Who sometimes thinks
Well,
that
you're
she's still a
you're not a
kid.
junior co-host. You are the co-host.
That's right, I am. But I mean, I'm so used to you announcing me after you that I didn't expect, Lily. But that's okay. Lily can take precedence because she's cute.
You have a very Wednesday Addams look
Thank
going
you.
on today.
This is my Wednesday Addams outfit.
Is it really?
Yes, I put this on, and some days I feel like Wednesday Addams. Sometimes I feel like Billy Lord oh um from American Horror Story.
Oh,
I got my
okay.
hair cut. I totally felt like her. But today I'm channeling Wednesday Addams because Christmas.
Yes. Well, you're rocking it for sure.
Thank you, thank
And
you.
we
I'm
do
a
have
shower
a
girl.
we do have a special guest appearance from Artie the Elf
Mm.
going on in the background.
Artie, just remember, stitches get stitches.
So he'll be hanging around. This is the first year that Artie has joined our household, and he has decided not to move for like 2 of the 3 weeks that he's been around so far.
The elves creep me out. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of creepy, and
I
maybe
would
it's.
love I would love to see it from like the kids' point of view where they come down, they're like, "Ah, he moved," versus like, well, I can't really say anything right now, but versus the
Yeah,
other side.
yeah, just having some elf watching over you, making sure you're good or bad to help out Santa, and I say help in quotes. Um, I just, I just go back to the tried and true philosophy: snitches get stitches. We
I
will not have an elf in my household.
I've oh, I've
Mm.
only had to uh, suggest that Artie might send back a bad report like twice. Otherwise, he's just been hanging out.
Hmm.
He has survived river so far. There were 2 times that we came home and he was on the floor but unscathed.
Mm.
So
Yeah, you see, anything with stuffing in my house is just going to be a sacrifice to the dogs. Um, so I would come home and I would find the elf in a very gruesome, gruesome, deadly scene.
I read this Facebook post from a mom who temporarily had to stow Artie in the oven, just like like the kids were running in, and she was like, "Oh crap!" and just to get him out of sight. And
Did
then
she love
later on
him?
that night, she forgot that he was in there,
Oh no.
and the elf did not survive, and like the kids saw her scraping out like the melted remains.
Oh no. Talk about traumatizing.
Yeah.
So what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking California Roots.
Ooh. Which one?
Um, the Pinot Grigio. I
Mm.
really like their whites, and their reds are good too, but I think their whites are my favorite.
I love the Pinot Grigio. I think I like their Pinot Grigio better than the Chardonnay.
I saw a video, I think it was like a BuzzFeed video
Mm-hmm.
where they were pairing or like taste testing all of the California Roots wines and
Mm-hmm.
saying like their recommendations for it. And it was I want to find it again so I can remember like what they said.
And
That
share it to the Wine Women and Words Facebook page.
mhm, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So this week is
Excuse me.
actually this is our last one-on-one episode. Ooh, what do you have? I'm sorry. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
You're totally right.
Yeah, I know. I'm like 20 minutes ahead of us right now. Sorry. What are
Yeah,
you
you're kind of
thinking?
20 minutes. It was my turn to share my show and tell time. Well, it's not California Roots, but this one's one of the lovely little bottle came to me from France. My sister gave it to me. It's her
Ooh.
favorite wine. And it's a Bordeaux, and it's Chante Blanay. I think I say that right. Chante is Chantet,
Mm-hmm.
and then Blanay is Blanet.
Yep.
Okay. Because, yeah, the safe thing to do with French is just drop off the pronunciation at the end of every word. And this is surprisingly good. Like, I opened up the bottle, and it's had this wonderful berry scent. Just like, it was smelled so good. And because initially I was like, I'm celebrating the fact that this is the end of my work week. I can down this whole bottle and not have to worry about my hangover in the morning. But yeah, I'm gonna savor this one because it is so freaking good. And I've already messaged my sister and asked her what I could do to bribe her to send me more of this wine.
That's awesome. Does she ever come back? Is she ever coming out to visit or coming?
She's coming in the spring because she's got to deal with wedding plans.
Oh.
But they're moving back to the States this summer.
Oh, nice.
I know. Ooh. But she gets to go to Texas, so. And not just a cool part of Texas. She gets to go to the Texas-Oklahoma border. Where there's nothing. She's going from France to bumfuck middle of nowhere, Texas.
Oh, see, they did that the wrong way.
Yeah, they did, but maybe her next station will be somewhere cool that I can come visit to.
And I told Rich, like, I would totally be okay with Italy when our orders come up in 3 years. Italy, Spain, I think there's one in Spain. Is there? Or Portugal? No. I think it's Spain.
Mm.
And I don't know, we have friends who are a military family and they're stationed in England, but I don't know if he is Navy or Marines, and I feel like I should know that. But I mean, if it's Navy, I would totally be okay with England too.
England would be awesome too, because
Would be amazing.
London and and you had mentioned Japan before. I would be okay with you going to Japan.
I'm still on the fence about Japan.
Oh, we would have so much fun in Japan. I mean, we could try all the sake and rice wine. Just go on this like wine women and words Japanese wine binge. There was a whole episode on the wine show about it. And
I know.
Lily would look adorable in a kimono.
She really would.
She could rock it.
I don't know. Still on the fence about Japan. Definitely on board for Italy, though.
How could you not be on board with Italy?
Italy just sounds awesome. We have one of the girls that was on Rich's ship is in Italy right now, and I'm jealous.
And I'm coming and crashing on your couch. This is why I have friends I have yet to use. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how we can manage Chicago this year. But Italy will happen. And, oh, poor baby. Yeah, wherever you end up, as long as it's somewhere cool. I'm a list of acceptable places.
Well, see, I think the good thing about the Navy is you have to be. Whoa, sorry, repositioning. Do you want to go lay down on the couch? Want to go lay down on the couch? No? Okay. Good thing about the Navy is you have to be near water, so you won't end up in middle of nowhere, Texas, by the Oklahoma border.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Air Force, I mean, that's their training area, so I mean, they kind of gotta be there. The Army bases kind of sucked. I mean, we didn't really have that many cool bases where we could go.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we were in Fort Hood, Texas, which anywhere within like a 25-mile radius of Waco, Texas is just a black hole of culture. So I didn't realize how cool Austin was until just before we left. I mean, we went to Austin a few times. We went down there, saw some concerts and things, but like I didn't hear about South by Southwest until just before we left. And I was totally bummed that I missed out on that. But yeah, other than that, it would be like some weird place in like Georgia or like middle of nowhere, North Carolina. See, we didn't pick the cool branch of the military when I went in. I had no say about which branch he went in. It was he went into the Army actually to spite his father because his dad was a Marine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and when it was time to enlist, his dad was like, okay, you're going to enlist. And if you don't enlist by a certain time, I'm just going to sign you up for the Marines. So he went with the Army, which is like the antithesis of the Marines. Because that's the way my husband works, and that's why I love him.
Yeah, I don't think Rich ever really considered any other branch. I know his dad was in the Navy for a little while. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh, your foot. You sure you don't want to go lie down on the couch?
No, she wants to be a co-host and hang out with me. Because I'm just that awesome.
Yeah, it is just that uncomfortable. She's getting too big for my lap.
Aw, trust me, she'll never be too big for your lap. She's going to be the size of a small pony when she's a teenager, and she's still going to crawl on your lap and be a pain in your butt just because she can.
Probably. Look at the doggy. Look. No? Okay. Anyway,
so this is our last episode. Well, not the last episode of the year, because we've got one more coming up with Mary, so that we can talk about Reliance, Illinois, with her. But this is we realized this was going to be our one and only one-on-one Michele Diana episode until February.
I know we're going to hit 2018 running. We are going to take a week off the first week of January. Diana is going to be in Vegas.
Yes, I'm going to be in Vegas losing all my money and getting horribly drunk.
And I'm probably going to be sleeping on the couch, going crazy. So we're the first week of January off. Oh my gosh. Hot mess express over here tonight. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think I'm good now. So we won't be around January 4th, I think it is, but we will be back January 11th.
Which I think that's actually, was it 11th?
Yes, it is the 11th.
Okay, because I think we have, and then the 11th we have a guest. I don't know, I'm all the way into 2018 because I was looking at our calendar for next year. Let me see. Yes, I'm pretty sure we have a guest that week. We have Azina, which she is awesome. She does a number of books, and she's just a really cool person. I got to meet her, and she does mantras. I figured that would be something nice to do for our January episode, to have mantras and kind of get ourselves focused for the coming year.
Yes, and I'm sure there's like a mantra or two that I could use. And also,
we had a whole discussion about that and how fun that's going to be.
And I think the day that we were talking about having her on the show was a particularly difficult Lily and Landon day, where I was using all the mantras that I had in my mantra Rolodeck, but they were not very like Zen. They were more like, dear God.
Correction, Azina is actually on the 18th. Not the 11th, the 18th.
Can we not? Thank you.
But I figured, in addition to talking about Reliance, Illinois tonight, which, I mean, we've got some discussion to have on this.
Yeah, where are you? Because I'm a little behind schedule. Not that that's anything new.
Me too. It's been a rough week. It has not been a very good reading week for me. I'm just about to chapter 9.
Okay, I'm at chapter 6.
Okay, I just read the second sentence of chapter 9, and holy crap, you need to catch up. We might have to have a mini episode between now and when Mary comes on, because holy mother. Yeah. So interesting chapter. The book's gonna get much more interesting. But we have been teasing about the plans for 2018 for Wine Women Awards. And I figured this is as good as time as any to let the cat out of the bag for the plans for the new year.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, shall I start off with our January book? What our January book is going to be? Because we have got, let's see here, looking at my little card, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7, 8 months. 8 out of 12 months already booked for our book of the month.
Woohoo! That's like a personal best. I don't think, did we have that many books booked for this year before this year started?
No, we booked up in like March, April.
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
we started hitting the pavement on it in November, I think it was. Started to actually seriously look at it. And then it was like, okay, I need to slow down because we need to be able to save room for like some other books that might come up that we don't know about yet.
That's going to sound great in the audio.
Okay, so for January, we are actually going to, I believe this is our first official science fiction book for the Wine Women Awards.
Well, I don't know, would Golden Dragon count, or is that like fantasy?
I think that's more fantasy because it's a
Okay.
little bit
Yeah,
more
I think you're right.
Yeah. This is straight up science fiction. We're going with The Atlantean, and it's going to be book 1. It's going to be our book that we're going to read, and it's all about Atlantis, and it's by Deborah Pratt. Of course, all of these authors will be on the show, and I'm quite excited about having Deborah on. Deborah's got a really cool pedigree. If you are a Quantum Leap fan, you might know her from that. She's also, I believe, is working on or has worked on a movie with Tahaji P. Henson.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, name
So we're
dropping.
going to have to talk to her about that. So yeah, she's going to be our January book of the month. What's our February book of the month? I forgot the name of it.
It's called Wouldn't It Be Something by a local author out here. His name is Dennis Depsick. And this man, so just to give you guys like the gist of the story, it's the story of the book is actually a collection of letters that he and his wife sent back and forth to each other when he was stationed in Germany during the Vietnam War. And she was like, I think she was like 19 or 18, or she was a teenager and he was in his early 20s, and she just at first started writing to him to be nice because her sister was married to his brother, so that's how they were connected. Mm-hmm. And at first she just started writing him to be nice, and then they became friends, and they basically fell in love through these letters. And he got home, and they were engaged like 2 months after he got home, and then they were married for like 50 something years until she died. I know. And she passed away, and in one of the letters that they were writing, she said, wouldn't it be something if one day 100 years from now someone found our letters and turned them into a book? So fast forward to after she died, like a month after she passed away, he found all the letters, and he had no idea that she saved them all. So he made it into a book and fulfilled her prediction just not 100 years later.
But what a testament to love and the military love stuff. And I mean, that's a perfect February book. I mean, You can't really get much more perfect than that. So that is our February book of the month. And Michele has to make me read at least one nonfiction book per year, because unless it's something that I'm actually researching, I'm really bad at reading nonfiction. So I think that fills my nonfiction quota. I'm just saying.
It's really cool, and I've read. I haven't finished it. I've read parts of it here and there, and I have like passages highlighted from their letters, and it's just so cool because it's like a window into the past, because they're writing about you know, everyday stuff. In between like the emotional and the sentimental stuff and the falling in love, it's like, I think one of the phrases that really stood out to me that she was saying was, do I, uh, oh, what did she, I'm going to ruin it if I don't say it right. It's like, do I stay at home or do I get a job and make a man's salary, or do I stay at home and take it from him? I'm like, I just really like that phrase. Because it was like at the time she was trying to decide if she should just get married or if she should go get a job and be a career girl. It's really interesting. I like it.
Yeah, you had to school your kid. I had to school my kid just now, who thought she was like the best thing ever, grabbing something from the dirty laundry bin that she should not.
Yeah, my kids do that too, actually.
Kids and dogs, they're so much alike. Okay, so February, so that was February book of the month. March book of the month. This is the first time we're having an author. We're doing another author that we've had for book of the month before. This is the second time we've had Jennifer Lamb on. If you guys remember, she did. We had her on for the Czarina's Legacy. And in March, we're going to have her for the Lost Season of Love and Snow, which this is your copy, actually, Michelle, that I need to send to you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Mine, I figured we'd show your copy because my copy is the advanced reader's copy, so it's got like this border thing around it, so it doesn't have the full cover like this, and this is just a gorgeous cover for those of you.
It's so pretty.
It is, and what you can't really see in that Lost in that snow, like that snowy background, is actually like the faint outline of like the Kremlin back there, the palace.
I'm really excited because I did not get to join the episode last December because that's when I was moving here. So it was the month that I was absent from the show. So I am excited.
Yes, and this one is about Natalia Agon-Karova. And she marries Alexander Pushkin. And it's all about the relationship with her relationship with him and her life, and it's going to be really fascinating. And speaking of March, I'm going to be part of the Boca de Oro Literary Festival yet again.
Yay.
And you know what? We'll get into events after we get into our books of the month, because we've got a few events to discuss. I see, it was so fun. So that's March. April, we're going to have Karen Swan on with The Paris Secret.
We have such a interesting lineup this next year. I'm very excited.
We do. It's going to be springtime in Paris because I'm a Francophile now. And this is totally a Wine, Women, and Words book. It just screams Wine, Women, and Words. When the high-powered fine art agent Flora Sykes is called to assess objects of art in a Paris apartment that has been abandoned since World War II, she is skeptical at first until she discovers the treasure trove of paintings is myriad and priceless. Right there, I'm sold.
I think that was the one that you told me to check out, and I didn't even read past that sentence. I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
That exactly. One. I want that
one. Our May book of the month I don't have yet, but it is called Don't Stop Me Now, which has been popping up in people's books, favorite books of the year or best reads for 2016. And did you need me to pull up the?
Yeah, because I don't. I want to say I remember that one, but I might not. I think I do because that was that the one that you were like, this sounds like a you book.
Yes. Okay, hilarious feel-good read about finding your feet when life pulls the rug out from under you. Poppy Bloom planned to finish her PhD, and I hit the button for more, and it just kind of this is what happens when I pull up books on somewhere else other than Goodreads. Remember, kids, always use Goodreads. Unless you have the book right in front of you.
Oh, here. Okay, I'll take over.
Thank you. Because I'm just screwing up left and right tonight. We're both hot messes.
Poppy Bloom planned to finish her PhD and walk straight into a job at her university, but here she is, unemployed, unceremoniously dumped by her boyfriend, and living back at her mom's in her vampire-themed childhood bedroom. Not exactly what she was hoping for. But when Poppy sets her mind to something, nothing can stand in her way. She scores herself an internship at the hottest radio station in town, joins a netball team, and renews her friendship with her oldest friend, Leanne. Spending time with Leanne's gorgeous twin, Tom, is just a bonus. But life has a way of tripping you up when you least expect it, and Poppy soon has to decide where her priorities lie. With new friends, a new career, and a new romance, can Poppy keep everyone happy, or is everything about to tumble down around her? A laugh-out-loud story about friendships, second chances, and new love, perfect for fans of Lindsay Kelk, Marion Keyes, and Jane Costello.
And it just screams wine, women, and words.
Yeah. Oh, don't open that. That's a Christmas present. There's an Amazon package on the counter, and Rich just held it up, and that's from my mom for us.
My sister sent me some Amazon Christmas presents. I did not realize were Amazon Christmas presents. I opened a present, and it was this cool little spoon set. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you're going to see these in pictures. And they're for teas and stuff, and they're really pretty and really cute. And I was like, oh my God, these are great. And then I quickly put both boxes in my husband's office and scolded him for not changing out the Amazon thing, because for some reason the Amazon order had my name on it, and I accidentally opened my Christmas present. Shame on you, Ryan. And then turns out I jumped the gun on scolding my husband, because he was like, great, I'm glad you like them. I didn't send them.
Those are not my presents.
Yes, and he's like, and I swear your presents have been coming under my name. So I went and touched base with my sister, and she was like, yes, they're from me. Why'd you open them? So yeah, I accidentally opened my Christmas presents early. Well, I accidentally opened one early, and then I purposely opened up the other one early because, it was there.
The bag just fell open when I looked at it.
Right? People need to learn gift wrap. Even though it's Amazon, gift wrap the box. The gift wrap in Amazon is great. This way you open up the box, you don't accidentally see the present. Or if you're the wife of a deployed soldier, you could buy yourself a bunch of crap, have it gift wrapped, so then you have something to open on Christmas. Because
we have tips for everyone.
Huh?
I said we have tips for everyone. And I'm also
we're a very useful podcast.
I'm also very proud of the fact that I have not bought myself a single Christmas present. All this time that I've done shopping, I've not bought anything for myself.
I filled up my own stocking.
Well, I mean, it's the stocking. That doesn't count.
Yeah, good, because Total Wine & More and their 99-cent liquor bottles, I just went crazy. I was going nuts. I was on the phone with Ryan, and I was like, oh my God, they've got little mini Kraken bottles. They're so cute. And look at this bottle. It's mini too. It's so cute. And he's like, okay, honey, I'm going to hang up now before you tell me everything that you're buying and putting in my stocking.
I'd rather just be surprised when I check the bank account.
Right? Ooh, what'd you buy from there? Okay, so June is, I forgot we got $8 because June is Daughters of the Night Sky, which is by Amy Runyon, which we talked about her a few weeks ago when Scott was on.
Oh, yes.
I'm actually started reading that one now. That's a gorgeously written book. I'm really enjoying it. And then City of Brass, which I'm really excited about having this one on.
That one sounds really good too. I'm just excited.
Yet?
I can't wait to just start getting books in the mail. I'm very excited for this to happen.
Yes, you should be getting a copy of this book too, from our publicist. If you have not gotten it yet.
Not yet, but I'll keep it. No, not yet.
Okay, we'll have to check back in January with them. But yes, S.A. Chakraborty is going to be coming on, and this has been coming up a lot on Instagram. And
well, with that kind of cover, of course it's going to come up on Instagram.
Right. Oh, no, it is. She is coming in July. Definitely July, because this is when the paperback version comes out in July.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah. So, this one just looks really fascinating, too. Nahiri has never believed in magic. Certainly, she has power on the streets of 18th century Cairo. She's a con woman and of unsurpassed talent. But she knows better than anyone that the trades she uses to get by, palm readings, czars, and a mysterious gift for healing, are all tricks. Both the means to the delightful end of swindling Ottoman nobles and reliable way to survive. But when Nahiri accidentally summons Dara, an equally sly, darkly mysterious jinn warrior, to her side during one of her cons, she's forced to reconsider her beliefs. Dude, Nahiri, totally my girl, because that's something I would do myself. And apparently I need to drink more wine because I cannot read out loud on my own. So, I'm really excited about that. And then in November, we're going to have the authors of A Narrow Bridge on. Though we're probably going to have them on for a brief stint beforehand for a one-off episode before we have them for Book of the Month. But the reason we're having for the one-off stint is because drumroll for events. Okay, so I'm going to be part of Book of the Oro yet again. So I'll be curating that in March, which also coincides. Jennifer Lamb will be there for that too. So March is just going to be the month of Jennifer. So she'll be there for that. So you guys can get the book ahead of time. Go there, meet her, have it signed. And then the authors, Janet and Joyce for A Narrow Bridge, will be there in March as well. And then in April, at least one half of us will be at the LA Book Festival. We'll be hanging out at the Chateau, Black Chateau. That's it, the Black Chateau booth. Michelle's amazing.
I'm gonna try to be there. I can't promise anything, but I will try.
Obviously, and we might have you be there virtually. We'll probably do a live episode from there.
That'd be so exciting.
It would be so much fun.
I'm gonna have to coordinate something through some events out here, so I can do virtual Diana episods. So I can be like.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta get it for the book fair and stuff too.
I know.
There, which I was hoping in June I could get to. I'd like to. So I gotta make Chicago happen. Because I'm dying to get out there now. Ever since you moved out there, I've been dying to go. And then, so that's that. But June is our 2-year anniversary.
I can't believe it's going to be 2 years. I mean, I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but we are entering our 2nd year. Kind of.
We're past the honeymoon stage.
I know. Now we're in like a full-blown actual relationship.
Do you still love me, Michele?
I do.
Oh, okay, good.
The honeymoon stage hasn't ended for us.
Hopefully it'll never end.
That's why we have wine.
It does help with relationships. So, with our June anniversary, did you want to break the news since I've been breaking all of this news? Do you want to have some fun?
I forget which news I'm breaking. What's happening?
What's happening in June? What are we doing in June? June 15th specifically.
I'm completely drawing a blank right now, so you break it.
Our virtual literary festival?
Oh my gosh, yes, sorry.
You poor thing, you have mom brain. You need to drink more wine. So yeah, we're gonna do a virtual literary festival.
That's actually the slang term for virtuary.
Virtuary.
Mia is coming over tomorrow.
That's big news too.
Tomorrow, you have to go to sleep, and when you wake up, then Mia will come over because it'll be tomorrow.
No.
Well, she's sleeping right now. She's not going to come over right now. I think she's actually asleep right now. Like literally, this one, Lily. I think she's asleep right now
Oh, okay. She's
and
talking to
talking.
you in her sleep.
Hmm.
Aw. Well,
Because she knows what tomorrow is.
fair enough. So, yes, our virtual literary festival. Do you want to take it away, or shall I keep going with it?
Well, so Diana introduced me to these these virtual literary festivals. And basically, it's a Facebook event, so you don't have to travel anywhere. And we're going to line up, do we have a total yet? Like 20-ish?
Is it 20-ish already? I think we're at like 13 or 14.
I think our goal is somewhere around 20, maybe 25, depending on
Really?
the time
We're gonna go
slots.
24 hours?
I
Oh wait,
forget.
we're gonna get a bunch of authors. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a
We're
bunch
going to
of
get a
authors.
whole bunch of authors. Yes, Lily. What? We already did everything today. We did it. So we're gonna get a whole bunch of authors on an event in our Facebook page, and they're gonna talk about their books and answer questions and maybe do some giveaways. So it's a great way to learn about new books, meet air quotes, new authors, expand your to be read list, maybe win a book or two. It's a lot of fun. I expanded my to be read list by like 20 books on the one that I went to.
Yes, they're so much fun, and it's a great way to include everybody. And some of the authors that we're going to have on there, we're going to have Mary. We're going to have, I believe we're going to have Jennifer on it as well. Our lovely friend Julie, of course, is coming back.
Duh.
For it. Duh. Deborah might be joining us for it. And then we're also going to have Piper. So we're going to have some of our authors who've actually had books come out who haven't been books of the month. They're going to come on and they're going to share their books, and they're going to share some readings, and we're going to do some Facebook lives. We're going to do some discussions. It's going to be an awesome time. I don't know if we're going to do full day or just afternoon, but
well, it'll be fun no matter what it is. So we have a whole lot going on. We have an event in April. We have an event in June.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to maybe get something in August. So we're skipping months.
Maybe something later on in the year, because by August I'm going to be tired.
But the Chicago Literary Festival is in June, and if I'm going to get into anywhere, I mean, it might as well be there.
Absolutely, and make me jealous.
Yep, it's my turn. I need to make you jealous.
You do. You absolutely do. I want to be jealous of you for a little while, so you need to do this.
Such a healthy relationship that we have.
We do.
Like,
I mean,
damn it, woman, make me jealous.
Well, at least you know the love is still there, right?
Sorry.
Okay.
So do we have anything else past June or July? Not yet, right?
Besides book of the month?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Just a narrow bridge.
That's right.
Yes, because that's going to be a very big family one.
We should probably chat a little bit about Reliance for the last portion of our episode today. So I've only gotten, where I am with William, because he's a very intriguing character.
Love William. Absolutely love him.
So I've gotten to the point where Rebecca catches Madeline in his art studio, and he covers for her and says that he asked her to help him. So I'm kind of I'm not getting like a love interest vibe from him now. I'm kind of getting like a friend / big brother type vibe, unless something changes.
Well, I mean, it's like that older guy. We've all had that situation where we've had that older guy that we've kind of had this crush on, but you know.
And they know that you have a crush on them, and they also know that it'll never happen, but they're like, oh, you're cute.
Yeah, you're my cute little buddy. Yeah, that's totally how I feel that the situation is with those two. And I've actually already casted William in my head.
Ooh, who's William?
For me, William is Zachary Levi.
Ooh, that
Have
is
you
a good
watched?
one.
Isn't that a good one? I read him and I see Zachary Levi in it. I can't see any other actor in it.
That's Flynn Rider, right? Zachary Levi was.
Yep, he was Flynn Rider. For those of you who are into Tangled, uh, also for those of you who watch adult shows, he was he was in Alias
What is
Grace.
adult? What are you talking about? It's Disney.
He was in Alias Grace. He was the peddler.
That's who he was.
Yes. Yes.
I was trying to figure out why Jeremiah was so cute. All right.
That's
Side
why.
note.
And then if you're old school Zachary Levi fan, like some of us, you'll know him from the show Chuck.
I love him in Chuck.
Oh, yes. He was so great in Chuck. So yeah, that's why I see as William. I still can't place Mom.
Neither can I. No, she's a difficult one to cast. Like, this is really just annoying the crap out of me. I need a chin tuck.
Oh,
Anyway,
me too.
yeah, I haven't cast Rebecca yet. Side note, also just kind of a wondering that I had. So Lyman owns a printing press, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Hanley, I'm really interested in Hanley. I like him. He's kind of a punk, but I feel like he will come into his own as a character later on in the book. But so Madeline mentions that Hanley is always getting the P's and the Q's mixed up in the printing press because he has like fat fingers and he messes them up. And she says that he always hears Mr. Dreyfus telling him, Hanley, mind your P's and Q's. And I thought, is that where that expression came from? Because of the printing press?
I think it does. Oh, and I cast Dot, by the way.
Who's Dot?
Kathy Bates.
Oh my God. Right when I said that, that's exactly who I was thinking.
Yes, Kathy would be fantastic for Dot. Yeah. She's older. She's got that rough bit about her.
She could totally, yes, with like the short haircut.
Yeah.
Yes, that is, as soon as I asked that question.
Though it's the 1800s, she's not going to have a short haircut, but it will be all like pinned up and back.
Yeah, I still picture her with the short haircut, but I agree. It wouldn't be short. That would not be historically accurate. So, but and I feel kind of bad about Mr. Dreyfus because it took him a really long time to seal the deal after.
Yeah, I mean, he's got this young, pretty thing, and he just can't quite
rise to the occasion.
How many euphemisms can we use? He couldn't find a place to hide his sausage.
Oh, I had one and it's gone.
After hide the sausage, it usually is.
Yeah, that's usually like there is nowhere to go after that one.
Nope. Take it to me to bring to the coup de grace. Go from double dog dare to the triple dog dare. You know, just go straight for the jugular.
And so he took, and Rebecca, meanwhile, is talking. I feel like she is so used to perpetuating the lie that Madeline is her sister versus her daughter that she's just talking about this with her daughter. Like, we've tried to do it and he can't, and he didn't again last night. And like,
well, there's some moms who just don't know the border, that friendship, mother-daughter border, where they're just like, you know what? You and I, we're more friends than we are mother-daughter. So I'm just going to treat you like a friend.
That's weird.
I think that's what goes on in her head, is that it's, and I mean, you almost saw, like, when you watch the show Gilmore Girls, you almost had a sense of that, even though she was a bit more mom than she was friend.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, about dating, about, you know, guy problems, whatever. I could totally see that, but sex, like, no, I don't want to talk about that with my mom.
Yeah, and poor Madeline. I don't think she wants to talk about it with her mother either, but it's not like her mother actually gives her a choice.
But at the same time, trying to look at it from Rebecca's point of view, it's not like she has any other girlfriend to talk to.
Mm-hmm. And they're so
So,
close in age, anyways.
yeah, I have to keep remembering that Rebecca is not like this mature, uh, wise woman. Like, she's still super young. She's doing what she has to for sure to survive and take care of her kid. That's no question. But that doesn't mean that she's, you know, incredibly mature for her age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I think she's street smart. She's not
And with
social.
Dreyfus, I don't think it was always necessarily a matter of being able to perform too. I think for him, he had to warm up to the idea of her too.
I
If he could
guess.
just do it. I mean, we have this sense that
Just do it. God.
just get it over with. Well, we have this sense that when you have these like arranged marriages, it's like, okay, boom, you get in the sack, you get it done with, and then that's it. Which, I mean, granted, in the medieval times when you actually had an audience in the bedroom with you on the wedding night, that made sense. But in this situation, it wasn't like he had to be in the rush. I mean, he could be one of those guys who's like, I want to be able to actually have feelings for this person to an extent.
Or he could be a total stuck-up snob who really just wanted a maid.
Wow. Well, tell us how you know it, Joe. I think he's a little bit more complex than what we're letting on, and you start to see it as the book goes on, where I think he needed to warm up to her a little bit more before he actually put out.
Oh, he's such a girl.
Guys are allowed to be like girls too, you know.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with having an emotional connection before jumping into bed. I'm not saying anything like that.
Thank you.
But if you're gonna be a jerk about getting married before she can even change into her pretty dress,
You better be willing to perform on the wedding
you're
night.
not
That's all
allowed
that Michelle
to go
saying.
around the bedroom for 3 weeks.
She's telling you, man up.
Mm-hmm. However you would say it in 1800 or 19th century slang.
I believe they used man up, good sir.
I think so too. I think I've actually read that in historical texts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it was in a Dickens book.
And I think, yeah, that was the first. Have you met Rose yet? Like actually
Yes.
met Rose?
Yes.
Okay. I've heard mention of her for the first time.
I think she popped up once, if I remember correctly, in here. And
The
then,
women in his who are posing for his photos were talking about her and how she's like the scandalous one of the town because she has people over for soirees, and she sounds very Gatsby to me.
she does, and I don't think I've actually met her yet. Then, because I mean, this isn't a major spoiler because she's a suffragette and she
It
gets
says
herself.
it on the back. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, so she goes ahead and she does what a suffragette does, and she decides she's gonna go vote because she's a rebellious woman and all that. And so she winds up getting herself arrested, and Mr. Dreyfus has to come and help her out. And I love the fact that Madeline is now like really interested in who she is. I mean, who is this woman who's going to go get herself arrested and do all this stuff?
And I think the back it says that she's a suffragette and a purveyor of black market birth control. And number one, very interested to learn what birth control was in the 1800s.
I believe it was a diaphragm.
Was it really?
I think so. Because I mean, we've had the diaphragm for quite a while, and just talking about birth control could get a woman arrested. This is something that I've been researching for my next book, that maybe one day will get published too, after I get my first one done. But Emma Goldman was arrested multiple times just for talking about the concept of birth control. And it's something that really has struck me and really hit home for me, because back in the day, a woman is expected to be able to perform for her husband, just like a husband is expected to be able to perform for his wife. But yet, at the same time, she was expected to pump out babies.
But only when she was supposed to. She wasn't supposed to get pregnant when she wasn't supposed to get pregnant.
Which was before marriage.
Because everyone knows that we have total control over that.
Exactly. And we're supposed to be very, very kind and, above reproach for everything we do. And it's a dangerous business even now. Being pregnant and having a kid is dangerous for a woman. And back then, it was 10 times more dangerous because we did not have the medicine that we have today. There was no C-sections. There was, a lot of the things that our medicine has come a long way in the last century.
There was no epidural, okay? That's
That too. So, I mean, you had no control. So you have like 8 or 9 kids. That was nothing, new, uncommon. But with every kid that you had, you knew that this might be the one. You might die during this childbirth. This was a common thing. And to be able to talk about healthy preventative measures for yourself and to be able to be responsible for your family was considered to be illegal. And that's just wrong.
Yeah. Well, Rose is,
I'm having my wine and getting off my soapbox.
I think she's going to be a very interesting character. I'm excited to meet her.
I have a feeling I'm going to really dig Rose.
I have a feeling too. I have a feeling that
Mary has fed me some women to talk about for my Fierce Femme Friday feature on my blog. So I have a feeling I'm going to really like Rose.
Well, we'll have to. Do we know if Rose is based on an actual person in history, or if
we don't? We're going to have to ask her. I have a feeling I might know who, but
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers because I can't think of her name. But we're going to have to ask Mary who it is. And if it's a woman that I think it is, I'm forgetting her name, but she actually had this belief that women were better than men.
Huh.
And yeah, it was really interesting. You actually go find this on my blog. It was the second to last week of November that I covered her. But she felt women were better than men. They were morally superior to men. And that if we had women in government and in society, ruling society, we would be in a much better position because men are more prone to give in to their carnal urges.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to say.
I personally don't feel that way. I feel men and women are equal. We are equally capable of being able to rule the world justly, and we are equally capable of giving into those carnal desires and being complete and total dickheads.
I agree with that. I think blanket statements probably unwise. It probably comes down to the individual. But it's a very racy thought to have in the 1800s.
Even being equal to men was a racy thought to have in the 1800s. Back when women weren't even allowed to wear pants.
We were delicate flowers that needed to be protected.
Which reminds me, I was watching Why Women, or not Why Women Wear. Because I was watching, actually too, I was watching Little Women last night.
I've never actually read the book.
You're gonna have to read it to Lily.
I know that Beth dies just because of Friends when Joey read the book.
Have you watched the movie at all?
No.
Oh my god, okay, so you gotta watch the Winona Ryder version. That's my favorite one.
Oh, maybe I've watched part of it. Kristen Dunst is in that movie too, right?
Yeah. I love that one because there's a part where, because they're in Massachusetts and the parents are, the mother's suffragists, they're abolitionists, and she talks to one of the guys about, or a tutor for the neighbor boy, about her daughters who are just like really rough and tumble. And he's like, "Oh, I was hoping your daughters would be a calming influence on my pupil." As like her daughters are lodging snowballs at the boy and like playing really rough, and she was like, "It's like they're quite active for women." And she's like, "Yes, I don't believe in corsets. I believe that the image of the delicate flower of a woman, the one who passes out and who it has fainting spells and is very demure, is a subject of being forced to wear corsets and being forced to focus in on needlepoint," which I totally butchered the line, but you get the point. And I really think you'd like it. I think it's a good movie, and I think it's one that you need to introduce to Lily, because if you don't, I will.
I'll watch it.
Yes, it's on Amazon, and I think it might be on Netflix.
Okay, I will check that out. I think I hate New Year's resolutions because I never keep them, but 2018 is going to be the year of the classics for me, because I haven't really read a lot of the classics, and I need to start.
That is a good one. You could blog about the classics that you read.
I could. Ooh,
I like that idea. That's really good.
it's the year of the classics, coming from a complete newbie.
Yes, and you could read things like Little Women, and then you can read. Oh, and then after that, we could have Elise Hooper on, and she could talk about the other Alcott, which is about Louise May Alcott's sister that Kirsten Dunst's character was based on.
Interesting. Ooh, we could have like a little segment, like once a month, like classic comments.
I love it.
Something.
I like that. Because I've read a lot of classics, because my dad pushed the classics on me, and he's also... My dad has actually read all of Pulitzer Prize winners. And every year, of course, when the new one comes out, he therefore picks up the new one.
Well, yeah, it's easy when you've read all the other ones already.
I've read about half of them. I'm working on The Underground Railroad right now for audiobook, which is beautiful, by the way. It is beautifully written. And so, yeah, I've read a lot of classics. Classics were pushed on me growing up. Though some weren't necessarily as pushed on me. I mean, there's Little Women, there's Christmas Carol, Tale of Two Cities, Pride and Prejudice.
Like, I know what they're about, and I have a few. So I bought a couple Hemingway books, even though I don't like him.
I like the short stories the best. The short stories are a thing of beauty, and then when you listen to them, when you listen to the way he writes, I like his writing style more than I do his sexual stories.
And then, so totally off topic, but we're talking about Hemingway. I saw this thing on Facebook somewhere, and it was like the 20th anniversary of 10 Things I Hate About You. And it was playing all the clips, and it showed Julia Stiles as Kat, and she was talking about Hemingway, and she's like, he was a misogynistic asshole, spent half his life hanging around Picasso trying to nail his leftovers. I was like, I know what she's talking about now.
Yes, yes.
I didn't know what she was talking about when I was 15 watching that movie.
But now we know. Yeah, that could be fun with that.
That could be fun. The year of classics for Michele. Woo!
Yes. Yes, and Michelle's classic book journey. There's the name of your blog right there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have a goal. I have a project.
You have a project. You need to do this.
All right. It's on tape now. It's on record. It's on record.
We're going to hold you accountable. I expect your first blog post end of January. Give you some time to read the book. Plus, the books are cheap.
True story. I can probably get most of them from my favorite little used bookstore out here.
Oh, a funny story. So, okay, kids. When you hit on a girl in a bookstore, be careful who you choose to hit on. And be careful of what happens. I think I might have told you this story before, Michele.
I think so.
So my sister and I are in a Barnes & Noble. And we're looking for some books to pick up and read. And this boy comes up to me. And I say boy because he was barely out of high school. And he's like, so, I'm just really getting into reading. Do you have any books you could recommend? And at the time, I was like, yeah, I do. You're just getting into reading? You don't have any book preferences? He's like, no, not really. What do you think? And I was like, oh, well, you don't need to be in this, modern contemporary fiction section. Here, let me take you over here. Take him over to the classic section. And I just start piling books into his hands, and he's got this wide-eyed look like, holy shit, what did I get myself into? And I'm piling, like, Treasure Island, Dickinson, all the classics I can find. Even I threw in Hemingway, I think. And I was like, okay, start with those. It'll be great. And then I walk away.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, literally. And he had a group of friends that were standing not that far away, and they were just kind of laughing. My sister's like, you realize he was hitting on you, right? It's like, really? He was? Then why did he ask for my book recommendations?
I mean, it's a valiant effort, but
Put in my kid's part, but still.
But it's hard, if you talk about book recommendations, I'm going to talk about book recommendations.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk books with you. You don't ask for recommendations. You actually have to, know about books if you're going to hit on a book.
I definitely, last week, making mom friends, totally off topic, but we're talking about hitting on people. Making mom friends is a lot like dating. So, if you, meet someone out somewhere and, you're chatting and you're kind of, vibing on each other, and then it's, that awkward place, do I ask for their number? Do we want to hang out again? Our kids get along. Should we do it? They seem nice.
It's like with friends, too.
I took the kids to the trampoline park last Friday. And Lily made a friend with this little girl, and she had a little sister who was around Landon's age, so the four of them were playing. And the mom and I were chatting and, getting along, and, things were clicking, similar parenting styles when kids got hurt, So I was like, oh, well, if you guys ever want, if you guys are ever looking for, play date buddies, just let us know. We're always around. We always love doing stuff. And if it hadn't been light years since I dated, I would have picked up on the fact that she was like, oh yeah, definitely. And it ended there. It wasn't like, oh, well, let's get each other's information. So I straight up asked this woman for her number when we left, and it could be a fake number. I don't know. And I texted her, and I was like, oh, hi, this is Michelle. It's Lily and Landon's mom. And I've not heard from her since then. I'm like, I am not texting her. So, yeah. Pretty sure I got blown off or brushed off. It could be a fake number. I don't know. I refuse to call or text. But that's
you know what? The ball is in her court now. If she doesn't get you back, then it's her loss.
So true.
Because there are plenty of mom fish in the sea.
You don't have to settle for someone who waits 3 weeks to text you back.
Exactly. You want somebody who wants you.
Rich is looking at me because it took him 3 weeks to call me back once upon a time.
Ryan, it took him, he waited the 3 days to call me back. But I was at a friend's house. I had a crappy phone that was dead, and when he called me, he did not leave his number, and the home number that he called me from was a private number, so I could not call him back. I had to wait another 3 or 4 days for him to call me. And I was like, you realize this, right? And he was like, yeah. You asshole.
Well, we've segued from dating to, books, to classics, to mom dating, to man dating.
It seems like a natural progression.
It's the natural course of conversation for us.
For those of you who have not hung out with us before, don't know.
So we actually have gone over our hour, but it's okay because
no, we're right at our hour because we started late.
Oh, we did. I thought we started at 10:15. You're probably right.
Yeah. roughly 10 or 8:16. We're not that far away.
It's
I don't think
okay.
that many people are gonna mind. It's my
Well,
Friday. I don't mind.
it's my Thursday. I might go to trampoline park tomorrow. I probably won't, just because I don't want to run into that mom again. I have to let some.
Oh, you totally should. You totally should go there and be like, bitch, I got all kinds of game.
Your project, I'll go get it for you.
Where is it?
It's on the counter, but it's on top of. Oh yeah, yours is on the counter. You can go get it
Where is it?
over there, on the counter.
I do the toe fight.
No, we're gonna do the snowman
Today?
when you wake up tomorrow.
No.
On that note,
Okay,
full-blown
on that
tangent
note, I
about
shall
to
see
start
you.
right now.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.